गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू डियर एस्पिरेंट्स। सभी अभ्यर्थीगण को मेरी ओर से शुभ संध्या। सो इट्स 7:30. लेट अस begin our evening session. Simi Tiwari, good evening. Ritik Sharma, very good evening. So we are going to discuss some most important expected MCQs with respect to the upcoming prelims examination. Suraj Kumar, very good evening. So let us begin, and this is the first MCQ. CTFS consider the following statements regarding recently passed geotagging framework. So almost all questions are going to relate with the current affairs. Anku Kumari, good evening, very good evening, Anku. And I have collected all these questions from different sources available on internet. Okay, so question number one: CTFS consider the following statements regarding recently passed geotagging framework. We have only two statements. Sumit Tiwari, very good evening, Sumit ji. The framework is proposed and implemented by National Payments Corporation of India. Whether this statement is correct. The second statement, the framework mandates that banks and non-bank payment system operators should maintain registry with accurate location of all payment touch point across the country. So, dear aspirants, you have to select the correct answer with the code given below. And what are the codes? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 nor 2. So it's a question related to recently passed geotagging framework. So what should be the answer? The framework is proposed and implemented by National Payments Corporation of India. This statement is not correct. B is the correct. Okay, Ritik, wonderful, great. B is two only. The Reserve Bank of India has released a framework for geotagging of payment system touch points. The framework is part of the central bank's focus on deepening digital payments and providing inclusive access to the citizens of the country. The framework mandates that banks and non-bank payment system operators should maintain registry with accurate location of all payment touch points across the country. Somu Jha is telling good evening. So very good evening, Somu ji. So now the answer is B, and it has been correctly answered. Simi Tiwari is also answering two only, and two only is the correct answer. Okay. Now CTFS, the paid maternity leave in India is 12 week for working women. Whether this is correct? The paid mandatory leave, okay, maternity leave in India is 12 weeks for working women. Second statement, India's average female daily wage as percent of male wage has increased in last 2 decades. Which of the above given statement is are correct? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, none of the above. So what should be the answer? Once again, the answer to this MCQ is yes. Let me wait for a while. The paid maternity leave in India is increased from 12 weeks to 26 weeks. So the first statement is not correct. Okay? Because it is not 12 weeks, but now it is 26 weeks for working women. India's average female daily wage was 59% of male wage in 1997, 93, 94, and improved to 72% in 2018 and 19. Parashuram Kumar is telling good evening. So very good evening, Parashuram Kumar ji. Now, which of the following country is not a member of G7 group? Simi Tiwari is answering B, and B is the correct answer. Now, A, Germany, B, Canada, C, Italy, and D, China. Dear aspirants, you have to find out the correct answer. Which of the following country is not a member of G7 group? Such is the style of asking questions by UPSC, you all know. And what should be the answer? Parasuram Kumar is answering D, China, and D is the correct answer. Wonderful, Parasuram ji. Simi Tiwari, China. Yes, China is correct. The G7 is an informal group of seven of the world's advanced economies: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, USA, and United Kingdom, and the European Union. That's two. So China is not there, dear aspirants. So our answer should be D. So let us move further. Recently, an initiative called Report It, Don't Share It. Please, please write in your notebook. Report it, don't share it, was taken to encourage users to report and not share child abuse content. This initiative was taken by A, UNICEF, B, Facebook, C, Google News, and D, United Nations Secretary General. So this D cannot be. So what should be the answer? It was an initiative of, okay, you have to find out. Report it, don't share it. Ritik is answering A, UNICEF, no, B, Facebook. Facebook is the answer. Facebook's new initiative called Report It, Don't Share It is being undertaken in collaboration with civil society organizations like Arambh India Initiative. Arambh India Initiative. Spriha ji is telling good evening. Yes, Spriha ji, very good evening to you. And Simi Tiwari has answered correctly. B is the correct answer. Facebook aims to protect children on the platform with the launch of a new initiative that encourages users to report and not share child abuse content on its platform. So, dear aspirants, the answer to this MCQ is B. Let us move to some other important expected MCQs with respect to the upcoming prelims examination that is going to be held on 5th of June. Okay, and Isprihaji is one of the uh, aspirant, one of the examining there on 5th of June. So CTFS regarding artificial intelligence. So we have two statements. National strategy on AI has been released by MEITY, MEITY. Second statement, India is a member of Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence, GPAI. You may write it, GPAI, Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. Dear aspirants, which of the above is are correct? A, one only, B, two only, C, both, and D, none. So what should be the answer? If you are able to answer, please answer it. Simi Tiwari is telling both the statements are correct, but here second statement is correct. The first statement is not correct because it has been released by Niti Aayog. Okay, so if you are reading the Hindu newspaper, then you are able to answer it, dear aspirants. Otherwise, it is not of moderate nature. So, National Strategy on AI, Artificial Intelligence, has been released by MITI. No, it has been released by Niti Aayog. So, first statement is not correct. Second statement, India is a member of Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. This statement is correct. So, our answer should be B, 2 only. Dear aspirants, let us move further. Which of the following organizations prepares comprehensive assessment reports about a state of scientific, technical, and socio-economic knowledge on climate change? Now we have ABCD type of question. A, World Meteorological Organization, WMO. B, United Nations Environment Program, UNEP. C, Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. D, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. So what should be the answer, dear aspirants? You all know, okay? Now here, no, B is not the answer. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC. Okay, D is the answer. The IPCC, dear aspirants, please note it in your notebook. IPCC provides objective and comprehensive scientific information on anthropogenic climate change, including the natural, political, and economic impacts and risks and possible response options. It does not conduct original research, nor monitor climate change, nor rather undertakes a periodic systematic review of all relevant published literature. So, dear aspirants, Ispriya has answered correctly. And where is Sumit Tiwari? Okay, missing. Sumit Tiwari, are you present? So, please answer. Somu Jha is answering. Ispriya ji is answering. Parasuram is answering. Okay, very good. CTFS about National Food Security Act. We have two statements. It is responsible for the provision of subsidized food grains to up to 50% of rural population and 75% of urban population. Second statement, the union government shall be responsible for the implementation and monitoring of the various schemes under National Food Security Act. Which of the above given statement is are correct? A, one only, B, two only, C, both one and two, and D, none of the above. Dear aspirants, this question relates to National Food Security Act, NFSA. So it's very, very important. And here I find that no, no, D is the answer. Yes, is Prihaji, wonderful, great. None of the above. D is the answer. It is responsible for the provision of subsidized food grain up to 75% of the rural population and 50% of the urban population. So the statement mentioned in the question paper is just opposite. Now the second option, the state government shall be responsible for the implementation and monitoring of the various schemes. Here in the question, union government has been mentioned. That's so why second statement is also not correct. Dear aspirants, none of the above. D should be our answer. It's very nice that you are able to answer almost all questions today, dear aspirants. Now, let us move to some other most important MCQs related to the current affairs, okay, as well as different segments. For example, history, geography, polity, economy, environment, science and technology. So these are the areas from which UPSC asks question in prelims examination. So it's very important, and you are required to know everything. Dear aspirants, fortified, okay, Somu Jha, correct, wonderful, great. Your answer is also correct. So please let us move to some other uh, important questions. And here we have, yes, in the context of viral infections, which of the following statement is correct? A, viruses are so simple that they cannot use their host cells to perform their activities for them. Second statement, B, viruses are cellular organisms having an inert crystalline structure inside the living cell. C, antibiotics are highly efficient against viral infections, but only for short span of time. And D, antiviral drugs work differently, unlike antibiotics, by interfering with viral enzymes instead. So, what should be the answer? Dear aspirants, you have to analyze, you have to study, and then after you should be able to answer this question. Now, the answer to this question is D. Wonderful, D. Antiviral drugs works differently like antibiotics by interfering with viral enzymes instead. So this is the correct answer. Simit Tiwari is also answering D. But I don't know why Somu Jha is answering C. So antiviral drugs work differently, unlike antibiotics, by interfering with viral enzymes instead. So it's it was recently published in the Hindu newspaper. That's why I have discussed this question and I have brought it in your knowledge. Dear aspirants, the power of a state to make any provision for the reservation of posts in favor of any backward class of citizens. Sir, please repeat the question. Okay, the power of the state to make any provision for the reservation of posts in favor of any backward class of citizen in the services under the state is constitutionally protected under a. Right to freedom. B. Cultural and educational rights. C. Right against exploitation. And D. Right to equality. Dear aspirants, you have to find out the answer. The power of the state to make any provision for the reservation of posts in favor of any backward class of citizen in the service under a state is constitutionally protected under. किसके तहत ये प्रोटेक्टेड है? तो सीमी तिवारी ने आंसर दिया डी, सोमू झा ने डी, परशुराम कुमार ने डी, और स्प्रिया जी ने राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉय, देयर इज नो एक्सप्लॉइटेशन. Okay, D is the correct answer. Right to equality. Yes, Anku Kumari, you are coming with a bang. This is great. You are answering this question correctly. So very good. Right to equality is the correct answer, dear aspirants. Ispriha ji, yes, wonderful. Which of the following statement is correct with reference to the inversion of temperature? Inversion of temperature. Now we have three statements, very small one. Cloudy nights with turbulent winds are ideal for inversion. You have to examine whether this statement is correct or not. Okay. Second, dense fogs in winter mornings are caused due to temperature inversion. The third statement, it is a feature of plains and is not observed on hilly terrains. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A 13, B 2 only, C 2 3 only, and D 1 2 3. So what should be the answer? Dear aspirants, this question relates to inversion of temperature. We have three statements. Cloudy nights with turbulent wind are ideal for inversion. 1 3 is the call given by Sprihaji, but the correct answer is 2 only. Dense fog in winter mornings are caused due to temperature inversion. This is the correct statement. Okay, there is no scope of 3. It is feature of plains and is not observed on hilly terrains. This statement is not correct. Simi Tiwari is correct. 2 is the correct answer, dear aspirants. Cloudy nights with turbulent winds are ideal for inversion. This statement is not correct. So let us move to the next question. And here, which of the following movements traditions are associated with Kuchipudi dance? Kuchipudi dance. Yes, Somuja, your answer is also correct. Very good. So, which of the following movements traditions are associated with Kuchipudi dance? Now we have three statements. Number one, balancing the feet on rim of a brass plate. Is it correct? Now the second statement, dancing with a pitcher full of water on the head. And third, wearing colorful marks by performing artists. So you have to select the correct answer with the code given below. A 1 2, B 2 3, and C 1 3, and D 1 2 3. So what should be the answer, dear aspirants? Balancing the feet on the rim of brass plate, dancing with a pitcher full of water on the head, wearing colorful masks by the performing artists. So the answer is A 1 2. The third statement is not correct. Dear aspirants, the third statement is not correct. Wearing colorful masks by performing artists, this statement is not correct. So our answer is A. Yes, Isprihaji. Wonderful. Great. 1 2. Yes, Simi Tiwari. Your answer is correct. Somujha 1 and 2, your answer is also correct. Dear aspirants, next question. Consider the following differences between core and headline inflation. So this is very, very important with respect to the economy segment. Okay. Consider the following differences between core and headline inflation. So here in this MCQ, we have only two statements. I am going to read it for you. While core inflation excludes food and fuel prices, headline inflation includes them. Okay. So excludes and includes. You have to concentrate on these two words. I'm going to read a little bit slow so that you should be able to understand and conceptualize. And if you have conceptualized, then you are able to answer correct. Okay. Yes, Ispriyaji. That's why I am going to repeat. This question is very, very important, dear aspirants. CTFS, difference between core and headline inflation. What is the difference between core and headline inflation? Generally, the meaning of inflation in Hindi is महंगाई. Okay. So core inflation and headline inflation. Two. While core inflation excludes food and fuel prices, headline inflation includes them. Exclude, alag karna, include, shamil karna. The second statement, core inflation is relatively more volatile and fluctuating than headline inflation. So which of the statement given above each are not correct? Dear aspirants, you have to find out not correct statement. So there are two statements, A one only, B two only, C both one and two, and D neither one nor two. Statement one is correct. That I know. So statement two is not correct. Our answer should be B. Our yes, Simi Tiwari. Wonderful, great. Core inflation is relatively more volatile and fluctuating than headline inflation. This is just opposite. So, dear aspirants, this way, let us move to the next question. The term learning poverty, often seen in the news, is best defined as ABCD type of question. A, the response of the state to reduce poverty by addressing its causes. Now, the second, B, the children who are academically bright despite poverty. C, the percentage of children of 10 years old or less who are unable to read and understand simple texts. And D, none. So you have to find out the correct answer. Okay. So the correct answer to this question is C. Is Prihaji, wonderful, wonderful. The percentage of children of 10-year-old or less who are unable to read and understand simple text, okay, learning poverty, often seen in news, best defined as. So this is the best definition. Somujha, Simi Tiwari, Parasuramji, everybody is correct. C is the correct answer. So, dear aspirants, you have attempted at least 12 to 15 questions, and I find that you have attempted almost all correct questions. So, this is very good, and I find that your preparation is heading towards great grand success. Okay, so this is wonderful, and you will find some more important MCQs, okay, with respect to your upcoming prelims examination every day, every day, because you know it well. Okay, Now, a question from polity. To which of the following bills the president must accord his sanction without sending it back for fresh consideration? I am going to ignite Sumit Tiwari, okay, because he is not answering. He is not answering. So, Sumit Tiwari, please concentrate and answer. Find out because your optional is PSIR. Okay, PSIR. So, I have also guided one aspirant from Rajasthan, Mamta Chauhan, and her optional is PSIR. I don't know she is going to crack prelims or not. She is laboring hard. I have also uh, supported with money, books, okay, so that because she is not having his father, his mother is there, and Sojat is a place having GI tag for Mehdi. So she belongs to that very area. Pali district Pali, Sojat Road. Okay. So I wish her success because she is also going to appear to this year's prelims examination like our Isprihaji. So let us pray for her success. And then after, during mains examination, uh, if she will ask my support, my need, my help, my guidance, once again, I will be there with my helping hand. To which of the following bills the president must accord his sanction without sending it back for fresh consideration? Options: A, bill passed by both houses of parliament; B, ordinary bill; C, money bill; D, none of the above. हिंदी में एक बार बोलता हूं क्योंकि हिंदी वाले भी एक दो हैं। निम्नलिखित में से कौन से विधेयक में राष्ट्रपति को नए सिरे से विचार करने के लिए भेजे बिना अपनी मंजूरी देनी पड़ती है या देनी चाहिए? ए, संसद के दोनों सदनों द्वारा पारित विधेयक; बी, साधारण विधेयक; सी, धन विधेयक; और डी, उपरोक्त में से कोई नहीं। सो व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर डियर एस्पिरेंट्स? डू यू नो इसका उत्तर क्या है? सो सी इज द आंसर गिवन बाय सोमुझा एंड थम्स अप फॉर सोमुझा। करेक्ट आंसर। मनी बिल को वापस नहीं करना है नए सिरे से विचार करने के लिए। सो स्प्रिया जी, ग्रेट, वंडरफुल, गुड आंसर। सो डियर एस्पिरेंट्स, we have already spent 30 minutes. I'm not going to take your more time because your time is precious, very, very precious. So let us conclude our class at this point of time. We are approaching 8 p.m. So thank you from my side. Let me say good night to all of you. Bye bye. Once again tomorrow at same time, as I'll be online. Please join me. Thank you.